Truman? Honey, are you okay?
Get in.
Truman?
Look.
What?
Shh. I predict that in just a moment, we will see a lady on a red bike, followed by a man with flowers, and a Volkswagen Beetle with a dented fender.
Truman.
Look. Lady. Flowers. And...
Truman, this is silly.
There it is! There it is! There's the dented beetle! Yes! Do you want to know how I did that? I'll tell you. They're on a loop. They go around the block. They come back. They go around again. They just go round and round. Round and round.
You know, I invited Rita and Marlon for a barbecue on Sunday. I'm going
won't
to
be
make my
here
potato
Sunday.
salad, and I need you to remind me that we need more charcoal.
Maybe there are people out there who are more important than us, more powerful and wealthier than us, that are communicating things and seeing things in the world that are meant for only them and not for us. I think it's fucking ridiculous to assume that media has just one purpose, right?
All right, well, let me be perfectly clear. As I told your attorneys, my firm is... Three always been instant with the two of you? I guess so.
You kind of, yeah, I think so.
I
Well,
mean,
it is
certainly
now, yeah.
I mean, it was great when we were working together on Desperate Housewives, and certainly when we saw each other again to start this movie, it was just there. I don't know, it's just something
Yeah.
you just have. We've been friends, yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it happened pretty early. There's a certain trust you have to do the sort of things like when she's naked in the bushes, and you know. And
It started that way.
Yeah, you really do. That's how it started. That was like very early, and you have to either you realize.
Hi, everybody. Wow. I can't believe this is your last show, your last season.
It's my last season. You came to say goodbye to me. You came to say goodbye to me.
Ah, don't make me cry. She's not going to make me cry today, okay? Cries. She's not going to make me cry today, okay?
I'm not gonna make you cry. I see you all the time.
I know. And then there's that.
Yeah. How those shoes feeling?
Well, thanks for helping me get them on. You should have seen us backstage, guys. I could not get this one.
Okay.
My Stuart Weitzman's.
All right. So the shoe is attached all the way to up there. So you have to pull it on.
Way up here.
Like you're like fly fishing or something.
Yeah. But Ellen makes a great stylist.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I do it all around here.
You really do.
I help you get dressed.
You're like a one-man show.
I am. Hey, you looked fantastic, and the last time you were here, you also looked.
Our first guest tonight has, etc. Did you agree with that at the time?
No,
No.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm barely a psychic about the past. For example, I have, my memory just sucks. And so you're telling me this about me being on the show?
Yeah.
No memory.
No memory of any of that. Yeah.
None. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that did happen. And at the
Okay.
time, you seemed very open to the idea that you, too, were a psychic.
Yeah, I like the idea. It's
Maybe she just meant
wonderful.
you were just as much a psychic as she was.
Yeah, she was trying. She probably sensed I was questioning her, and she wanted me to get off her back, maybe.
You were at the Sundance Film Festival over the weekend.
I was, yes.
Is that fun? I've never been to that.
I have to say, there's something about it that's really fun.
Oh.
It's very sort of friendly for artists and directors and new artists and new directors. So and everybody's, it's not like all fancy. People are wrapped up in coats and beanies, and you're trying to promote your project, your film, and you're walking down a snowy street and you walk by somebody and it's like, I don't know, Jennifer Connelly, and she's all wrapped up like this, and I'm going, oh, hey, I saw your movie yesterday. It was so great. And you know, it has a sort of a neighborhoody kind of a feel to it.
And you showed which movie did you show there? A new movie?
Yes, a movie that I made with Nicole Holofcener.
Our first guest tonight is one of the most talented.
The confidence to take on the world and the possible backlash. And it took me a year and a half to have the confidence to stand up and put on the hat, no matter what the consequences were. And what it represented to me is not about policies, and because I'm not a politician like that, but it represented overcoming fear and doing what you felt, no matter what anyone said, and saying, you can't bully me. Liberals can't bully me, news can't bully me, the hip hop community, they can't bully me. Because at that point, if I'm afraid to be me, I'm no longer yay. That's what makes yay. And I actually quite enjoy when people actually are mad at me about certain things.
You must enjoy it.
Yeah. I actually quite enjoy it.
Because your wife was mad at you, right? I mean, according to your song, your wife was upset about that.
Right or wrong, or even if I changed my mind about it or thought about it more, which I'm not saying I did, just place a thought out there that everyone's not thinking sometimes. Galileo, they want to chop his head off for saying that the earth, what do you say, the sun revolved around the earth, what do you say, the sun revolved around the earth,
right?
Vice versa. You know, so when you have modern,
but the sun,
futuristic, I'm not concerned about the specifics, sir.
Right. Do you ever regret anything you say, or is it just like you just look at it like, hey, I put it out there, it's out there, there's no point in regretting it?
I think people focus too much on the past and focus too much on regret. Even like when you deal with schools, like you take like the slave idea. My point is, I've heard of history class. I've never heard of a class that breaks down how you balance a checkbook or how you control your finances, which my father never taught me that. And I've never heard of a future class. So they keep us so focused on history that we start to believe that it actually repeats itself. And we become overly traditional.
Welcome back to feedback that I get off is like very nurturing.
Like, what does that mean?
I wish somebody has a picture of it, by the way.
All right, so I have a real question.
This is awesome.
we're of the age
so we're both 35. I almost said 34. We just turned 35. So American Pie obviously was right in our sweet spot.
Yep.
Was there a moment when you're doing that movie and you had acted all your life and you went to Tish and you had a dream of being, you know, an actor? You do that movie. Was there a moment where you're like, that was good, but it's not going to be huge? And then have that transfer into be like, oh my God, this is a phenomenon. I'm famous now.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting when I auditioned for that movie. It was the summer of '98, spring of '98, and I was auditioning for that was like the peak of teen movie like craziness. Every other movie was a teen movie, and it was awesome for a teen actor. I was 19 at the time, but to be in LA and at that time was pretty awesome. And so I was auditioning for
frontal nudity in this film, which is quite shocking.
I do.
Was this was a brave decision on your part?
I think the world was just ready to see it, frankly, Conan. But no, it was kind of a crazy thing. You know, we did a lot of work. We put a lot of work into this scene, making sure it looked right. We tried different positions, different o'clocks. You know, 2 o'clock. You know, 1:30. Wait, I don't have a minute hand, so that didn't work. 1:30 wouldn't work. But 2 o'clock and all different. You know,
it would be anywhere from 4 to 7 o'clock. I mean, Andy is thinking about it. Andy is thinking about it way too much.
Andy. Okay. I am very talented down here, and we.
It just sounds like yours can bend around any old way.
It's the Gumby of the penis world. It was like puppetry of the penis. I did one thing that was called the Sydney Harbor Bridge. I did one thing called the Empire State Building. I did one thing called the Conan O'Brien. It was fascinating.